Back in 2004, I had a ghost hunting group with a friend of mine, and one day I got an email from a lady in Youngstown, Ohio, who said she wanted to learn how to be a ghost hunter. So I scheduled both of us an overnight ghost hunt tour of the Mansfield Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. And before we went to that, we went to Malabar Farm State Park and dealt with Ceely Rose. Welcome to Natty Ghosts. I am Matt, and this week I'm going to talk about Malabar Farm State Park in keeping up with the stories that involved how I could feel spirits when I was around them. To get Mansfield Reformatory out of the way first, it was a lot of fun. It's such a huge, awesome place. There was over 120 of us in the building at any given time, all night long, and yet there were still places that I could go and not see somebody. It was just a really cool place, and if you ever get a chance to go, definitely go. I did have a couple of little things happen there while I was there, like in the warden's quarters, I had my flashlight almost smacked out of my hand by seemingly nothing, and I did catch a couple of EVPs that have been lost to time. I don't know where they're at, if I even have them anymore. But what a really cool place just to go for the creepiness factor and to see such an awesome building at night in the dark. Ooh. So today's story is mostly about Malabar Farm State Park, which is near Mansfield in Lucas, Ohio. It's a working farm, but as a state park, you can go pet some farm animals and see how a working farm operates. It's also haunted by the ghost of Ceely Rose. The quick version of Ceely's story goes like this. Around 1896, Ceely fell in love with a neighbor boy, Guy Barry. They both attended the same one-room schoolhouse down the street from their homes. Ceely was picked on by the other kids for being slow, so Guy stood up for her, causing her to fall in love with him. He was too nice to turn her down, so she went around telling everyone they were going to get married. Her dad wasn't happy with her for doing this, so he forbid her from ever seeing him again, which I can imagine was quite impossible since they lived across the street from each other and went to school together. The next morning, Ceely made her family some breakfast, which included rat poison in the cottage cheese. Her father passed away immediately. Her brother passed away about a week later. Her mother survived, but eventually said she was going to move them away from the area, and Ceely poisoned her again and finished the job. Ceely was caught and tried for the murders. She was found not guilty by reason of insanity and was sent to Toledo Asylum. She was then sent to the Lima State Hospital in 1915, where she lived until her death in 1934. However, her spirit still lives at Malabar Farm, and she sometimes torments those who hang out there. There was a theater company that wrote a play about the Ceely Rose murders and performed it in the big barn at Malabar, and they had technical issues the entire time they did the play. When I went to visit, I saw her old home and the Barrys' old home, and I even checked out the one-room schoolhouse. The only place I felt anything, though, was in the barn. I felt an angry spirit there who wouldn't leave me alone. I walked around trying to get away from it. See, when I feel these spirits, typically they try to stay away from me. It's very rare that one follows me, and that's just very strange to me. And so when I felt this energy following me around, I could tell after a while that it was like angry. I began to get lightheaded like I do when there's a strong energy that I was standing next to or in. I guess that would mean they're taking my energy to manifest themselves, so to speak. And so because of the energy of the spirit, I tried to leave the barn to get away from it, and I caught a glimpse in my mind of who the spirit was, and of course it was Ceely. And the look on her face was that of anger. And when I got home, like weeks later, I decided to do an image search for Ceely Rose, and this is what I found. That's the face I saw in my head when I was leaving the barn, and I didn't see her picture until weeks after I was there, so I didn't know that's what she looked like when I was there. But that is absolutely the face I saw. And it's moments like that that prove to me that I wasn't making this stuff up. Of course, I can't prove that any of that happened, and whether or not anyone believes me is not my business. I'm just telling the stories as they happened, and even if it's just entertainment to you, that's fine. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. This is just what happened to me. So the image of her face in the barn, it's been burned into my memory. And even now, looking at that picture of her, it gives me chills. As interesting as that situation was, I would love to go back to Malabar because it is an awesome place as well. And I would love to see it again. And now that I know what I'm dealing with Ceely, I would like to maybe have another visit from her. So that's it for this week. Thanks for joining me. And next week I'll have yet another fantastic tale. See ya.